Article 46. Supply exempt from tax. Article 46 of the UAE VAT Decree Law specifies certain categories of goods and services that are exempt from VAT, meaning businesses supplying them do not charge VAT to customers. However, businesses making exempt supplies generally cannot recover input tax on related expenses, as these exemptions aim to support key sectors and reduce the burden on consumers for essential services. 1. Categories of exempt supplies. A. Financial services. The first category of exempt supplies includes financial services, with the definition, scope, and qualifying conditions specified in the executive regulation of the Decree Law. These services include money transfers, credit facilities, securities dealings, and deposit account management, typically exempt when paid through interest, margin, or spread. B. Supply of residential buildings. The second exempt category covers the sale or lease of residential buildings, except for the first supply, which may be zero-rated under Article 45. This exemption reduces housing costs for residents, excludes commercial buildings, and is subject to conditions in the executive regulation. C. Supply of bare land. The third exempt category covers the supply of bare land, meaning undeveloped land without any buildings or structures. This exemption recognizes that bare land is not a consumption item and avoids unnecessary tax burdens, while distinguishing it from taxable developed land. D. Local passenger transport. The fourth exempt category covers local passenger transport within the UAE, including buses, taxis, metro, tram, monorail, and domestic ferries. This exemption helps keep public transport affordable and environmentally friendly, subject to the conditions specified in the executive regulation. 2. Role of the executive regulation. While Article 46 lists the categories of exempt supplies at a high level, the executive regulation of the Decree Law is the authoritative document that provides. The executive regulation defines exempt categories, sets eligibility criteria, and specifies documentation required to support exemption claims. Businesses making exempt supplies should review the executive regulation closely to ensure full compliance and correct classification of their transactions. 3. Importance of correct classification. Misclassifying supplies can cause incorrect VAT returns, failure to collect VAT, and improper input tax recovery, making proper apportionment essential for mixed suppliers. 4. Exempt supplies versus zero-rated supplies. Key distinction. Exempt supplies remove VAT for customers but block input tax recovery for suppliers, while zero-rated supplies remove VAT and still allow full input tax recovery. 5. Compliance considerations. Businesses making exempt supplies must segregate exempt transactions, report them correctly in VAT returns, avoid recovering related input tax, and maintain proper documentation to ensure compliance with the executive regulation. 6. Policy purpose of exemptions. Each exemption supports public policy goals such as financial sector stability, affordable housing, land development, and public transport use, aligning with the UAE's broader economic and social objectives. For more details, contact us.